Fellow 3D printing enthusiast, today I'd like to show you that we need a laser engraver to take our craft to the next level. Say you want to put your logo on the bottom of a 3D printed part. This is about as good as you will get if you make it part of the 3D printed design. Resolution is not great. Yes, we could use multicolor, but still, we won't be able to go down with the font size. Look at this alternative. And this tiny font and detail can be added in about 2 minutes. So this technique is also great for after print personalization. And no, you don't need a $1,000 engraver cutter combo that fills another desk. I got this tiny device called the Wainlux K10 that is perfect for the job. I will show you today how I got to this point and all that you need to know about laser marking 3D printed parts. Of course, being a laser engraver, it will be also able to do all the other things you would expect, from drawing on cardboard, plywood, and even injection molded TPU phone cases, to cutting these. Though the relatively weak power and small work area will be limiting factors. Similar to you, I did not think I would need a laser engraver. I was still happy when Wainlux offered to send one for a short review. This is the K10 model that uses a 3-watt diode laser. According to the surprisingly high-quality user guide, there is going to be a stronger Pro variant with double the wattage. This is a Class 1 laser device, which means no safety glasses are necessary to use it, since it won't operate unless this protective lid is in the closed position. This makes it much safer than printer add-ons and open design engravers, where reflected lights can cause harm to family members or pets who might enter the room without safety glasses. The work area is 80 by 80 millimeters, which should be enough for almost any logo, text, or branding we might want to add to the 3D printed or other objects. Of course, the big benefit is the tiny device footprint, though, as you will see, this doesn't limit the size of the objects you might want to customize. The back has all the connections. I plugged in the 12-volt power supply and the USB cable into the Type-C socket. The Type-A socket is for an optional roller accessory, which I don't have. There was a 512 megabyte micro SD card in the slot, but other than a small test file, there was nothing on it. The front has 2 buttons and an indicator light which comes on as we press the power button and starts flashing when the lid is open. I assume the play button would start executing a G-code file from the card, though this was not the way I ended up using the K10. So, no software came with the unit. We'll need to download it. The user guide directs us to the cryptic-looking address dkjxe.com. Here, I recommend downloading everything by simply clicking on the top button which says TF card. You can download individual items too if you click on the items in the drop-down list. I installed the better-known Laser GRBL first, which took care of the installation of the USB driver and connected to the device without a hitch. I spent some time learning how to use Laser GRBL. If there is any interest, I will be happy to put together a little tutorial on that as well. It will be linked here if there is one. The included Kotlab X software is surprisingly capable. It comes with a bunch of cute projects, most of them being free. I tested with this Snoopy keychain pendant. The UI is very intuitive. I won't go into much detail. Select by drawing a box around the parts, resize using the corners, reposition using the center dot. Make sure no part is off the work area, otherwise you will get this error beyond travel range later as you attempt to start engraving. We have a bunch of layers which we can assign to various parts of the graphics, and then we can assign different laser power, speed, and number of passes to these layers. I tested with cardboard first. Layer 0 will be cut. That should actually come after engraving, so I moved it down. 300 millimeters per minute at 100% power, and 3 passes will cut the cardboard I'm testing with. For engraving, I used 1000 millimeters per minute and a single pass. On to wood. Engraving works on any wood, but I was even able to cut this 1.5 millimeter poplar wood sheet, this 3 millimeter birch plywood. I even tried 4.5 millimeter plywood, but it took over 30 passes at 200 millimeters per minute to cut this fish symbol out. All doable, but I think it's not what this device is made for. See, it has this open bottom design, which means you can place it on any object, set focus, and engrave something onto almost any flat surface. I might design and 3D print a set of feet in the future, but as a makeshift solution, I raised the machine using these Lego bricks to fit my TPU phone case under the K10 and engraved this ancient Christian fish symbol on it. The Greek word ichthus means fish, but it is an acronym for the creed, Jesus Christ, Son of God, Savior. It looks so cool, isn't it? In CutLab X, we have the option of Wi-Fi connectivity as well. This is ideal if your computer can handle multiple network connections like mine. I can stay on the internet over Ethernet while connecting my Wi-Fi to the network Wainlux K10 using the password 12345678. From a PC, USB is your better option. Okay, so the K10 works well for the obvious use cases, but how to mark 3D printed objects? There are a few caveats here. First, the material. PLA did not work well. It just melted. I don't have ABS to test with, but it would be unhealthy to burn it anyway. I had the best results with TPU and PETG, where the beam made tiny bubbles on the surface, which proved to be the most legible and visible. But the color makes a big difference too. Light colors work best, except white, which reflects too much of the laser beam. Each material and color combination will need different engraving settings. I printed these little squares to test. Turns out 300 millimeters per minute on 80 to 100% power with 3 passes produced the cleanest, darkest results on my yellow PETG. I sell these smartwatch charging adapters on Etsy with the name of my Wear OS app, Bubble Cloud, as branding on the bottom. It actually prints 2-3 minutes quicker without this text. I placed the 3D printed adapter face down on a pill jar prototype you've seen me design a few weeks ago. Check this video if you're interested. Anyway, this little jar makes for a good engraving stand too. When the lid of the K10 is open, a low power focus assist beam is projected on the surface under the laser module. We need to adjust the focus ring to make the blue dot appear as small as possible. That's when it is perfectly focused. I worked out the system to help me position the part precisely. We could use the preview button, which moves a low power beam around the printed area. But for more precise positioning, I added a circle of my own and set the power of this layer to just 2% while deactivating the other layers. So now we can click start. This 2% power dot is visible through the protective cover, but will not heat the surface at all. Now I just move and resize that circle on the screen until it is drawn in the desired part of the object. When that position is found, I will center my text layers in the circle, reactivate them, and start engraving. 3 passes at higher speed produce cleaner lines than a slower single pass would. Notice I'm using slightly different settings for the smaller text. It takes about 2 minutes to complete. I love to be able to put all these details, not just those jumbo-sized words I had before. If you're looking for a small engraver made of quality components with a Class 1 safety rating, I think the Wainlux K10 is a very good choice. It is released at the end of April. You can pre-order it at a pretty attractive introductory price. Please use my affiliate link in the description below. You can further reduce the price by $30 using the coupon code GERGO. But be quick because the coupon code has limits. Do you already use a laser engraver? Maybe in combination with your 3D printer? Let me know in the description below. Are you considering getting the K10? I'm pretty new to this field. It would be amazing to have a discussion below. I keep working on my 3D printers. A couple of very practical mods are coming for the Comgo T300 and SU6 Plus, which might eliminate the need of gantry calibration at all. Be sure to subscribe to stay posted. I also plan to continue my Autodesk Fusion guides with another interesting little project. And of course, as soon as I get the SVO8, you will hear my take on this amazing new Core XY printer from Sovol. Until then, there is plenty to watch on my channel, including this spear jar design video I already mentioned, and this one you might not have seen. And if you've watched enough, go print 3D. And don't forget to use my coupon code.